Welcome to the first episode of What Three Books. Now, just to explain what I mean by that, as you can see over my shoulder here, there are several hundred books. A lot of those haven't been read, so I have decisions to make every now and again about what I'm going to read next. So, in order to simplify that, I've decided that the best way to do it is to come up with a category of books that I would like to read, so a theme per se, and then pick three books that fit that theme and then read those three books in whatever order. Simple. So this week's one, or this month's one, or however long it takes me to read these, the theme is authors I have never read before who have written books that come highly recommended. So some of these you might not believe. Okay, so Book of the New Sun. I've only ever read one Gene Wolfe book, which was The Fifth Head of Cerberus, and I did not finish it. So he counts as being an author I haven't read yet. And when I kind of decided it was going to be Gene Wolfe, I didn't immediately pick the Book of the New Sun. I picked The Fifth Head of Cerberus because I thought I've started that and I really need to go back to it and finish it again. But that's another thing. I'll put that on hold for the minute. As things stand, I've seen this crops up everywhere. I've seen Alistair Reynolds being interviewed recently, talks about this. I've seen Neil Gaiman being interviewed recently, where he talks about this, and it's all over YouTube. It's in everybody's top 10. So I thought we'll give that a go. I'll read the first book. I'll read Shadow of the Torturer, I believe it's called. I won't read Claw the Conciliator, which is bundled with this, but I'll read that one and then move on to the next one. The next one, which I've stuck a bookmark in already, because I thought I was going to do this one first, but then didn't. This one is Vernor Vinge, who I've never read any of his books. Never, not one. He's written as, I think this was two. This is a series of two, A Fire Upon the Deep, and I don't know what the other one is, A Deepness in the Sky, something like that. So, yeah, Fire Upon the Deep, another one that's come highly recommended, that features in a lot of people's top 10s, an author who's mentioned a lot, who's spoken about a lot, and I thought, we'll give that one a go. That goes into the next three books. The last one for this episode of What Three Books is Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. And this is the guy that wrote Remains of the Day, isn't it? That they made the film with, what's his face? Odin. In it. Yeah, Hannibal Lecter. The guy was Hannibal Lecter and Odin. And that wasn't sci-fi, was it? So what's going on? So this is apparently sci-fi. And where's the other one? Where's the other one? There's another one that he did called is it Clara and the Sun? So that's two that came recommended as being science fiction. So this apparently is science fiction because it's set in an alternate universe. A sort of darker alternate England. How does England get much darker? Sorry England. But yeah, so Never Let Me Go, Kazuo Ishiguro is book number 3. Now, honourable mentions, there were a couple other ones that I've thought about, authors I hadn't read. One of those was a chap called Spider Robinson. This is a book I picked up recently. It's a name that I've seen bandied about over the years, but it's not somebody that's been spoken about highly, and I think the criteria for this was probably a little bit stricter in that it was famous books written by famous people, so that I haven't read. So this one I'll probably fit in to another category. There's a couple others that were honourable mentions, people that I've never read before. John Brunner, Bob Shaw, Ragged Astronauts, which I have a pile of Bob Shaw books here, but I'm going to do a video solely on Bob Shaw because it was I picked up quite a lot of these books recently that and I've never read him before, but every single one of his books, I think it's the Ragged Astronauts, this is first in a trilogy. There's Orbitsville, which is another quite famous one. A couple of the ones I actually picked up are signed by him, so that was a surprise because I wasn't expecting that. But I'm going to do a separate video on Bob Shaw, so that's the reason he's not included in this, and that'll come at some point in the future. John Brunner, I've got several up there. Ken MacLeod is another author I've never read, but again, doesn't fit the criteria of famous books by famous authors. So that's this one. That's my reading setup for at least the next 10 days. We'll see how it goes, and we'll do a brief review on them all when I'm done next week. Thanks for watching.